We just got this new Kaaspeed that apparently is gonna be super, super fun to ride around to and from and on the beach. It's a little on the heavier side, but still doable for one person to get in and out of, you know, whatever you can fit it in. Let's not damage things though. So here, set it down as nicely as we can. Pivot it out of the... Look at that. It's actually not heavy at all. It's just really cumbersome. It's just if I, you know, had longer arms. But yeah, let's get this thing in the garage and get it unboxed. So let's get this thing unboxed. Start cutting these, and then we can just lift it straight up. We're just gonna lift it straight up, and there should be a bike. Got a whole framed. It's all pre-built. Looks like we just have to put the handlebars on, and then the scooter's good to go. Frame protection up front too. This on the down tube. Through now, and then we'll get this one down. Boom. Do this one as well. And then look at that, it stands up on its own. And it actually turns out that after I opened the box, we discovered that there actually is a README that comes with the scooter, and it's got 8 simple steps actually that tell you the order to do those in, and then this cap is gonna be what we do to put the handlebars on. Looks like you just push the cables in like that, and they're fitting snug. Oh, there's a hole in the, oh, there's a little dimple in the stem cap that's gonna line up, it looks like, with, and sit right on the bars, and then it lines the screws up for you. Let's take a seat. Where do we want these? Do we want them probably a little up, like right there? It's really important. You got to make sure these are super tight. If there's any play with these bars, it could definitely cause a serious accident for you. There's a couple more things we do need to do before we get started here. And it looks like this right here, this battery, it has its plug to get it attached to the scooter right here. And it doesn't come already plugged in, so you do got to make sure you plug that in. Like so. Perfect. And then we're also supposed to make sure that this is fully charged for the first time that we're going to use it. Right after we get it, we do want to make sure we plug that right in. So we got that other charging port right here, which actually that looks exactly the same as what's on the battery. So you can probably take the battery out of the scooter altogether actually and charge that separately if you don't have a plug nearby. And we got a nice long cord here. I'm gonna scoot it over a little bit and get this plugged in vertical, make the 2 pins line up, and we're in, plugged in. We can make sure that we're charging by checking over here. We got a red light on the box, which means it's charging. That's gonna turn green once we're ready. And one thing I didn't mention as I just moved it, just so you know, it is self-balancing. It does have a kickstand. The kickstand's not down though. So it literally just puts itself back upright. And it's so good you can sit here and rock it. Oh, that's on the zip tie. All right. Okay, now we're green. Charger's green. We're good to go. We got the battery all set. We're unplugged. To start it, we're gonna hold the bottom button. There's these little cards in here. Okay, so these are gonna be RFID cards. So I'm gonna swipe, and we're swiped. So this has got an RFID chip in it, and it's got an RFID receiver right here. So its key is literally just this card. Display here looks like miles per hour and then different modes. So we've got eco mode, mid mode, and then extreme mode. Should be good to go. Ooh, yeah, it runs. Got lights on, headlight, tail light. Cool, so now we got the Kaaspeeds all charged up out at the beach. You got Flat tires, looking fat. So I mean, a couple things we want to definitely point out here are going to be these really high dollar looking brake rotors and brake calipers here. We got a pretty solid sized rotor with a pretty large, massive single piston brake. I don't know if anybody rides bikes out here, but these are far bigger than really you're gonna see on most other vehicles. So that's great. We've got 2 models actually out now with a fun little difference here. This one is gonna be like the more maneuverable round tire model. I mean, you take a look here, we got very rounded radius on the tire, where this one's gonna be the square tire one that we were unboxing earlier. This one, the fun part is it stands up on its own, like I showed earlier when I almost knocked it over trying to surf it, but it's self-righting, so we can sit here, we can nudge it, it ain't going down. This one, on the other hand though, it does tip over, it's got a kickstand, we do have to use it. But yeah, again, like I said, the trade-off on that is this one's gonna be much more maneuverable. You can turn it left and right, really get over on edge of the radius of the tire and really get some turning going. And this one's gonna be much more stable, especially at higher speeds. As you saw with those eco modes, mid modes, and extreme modes, we got all sorts of fun and all sorts of different speeds to work with.